Hi, welcome to the discussion on future trends in libraries on gamification. Gamification is a term originally coined in 2002 by Nick Pelling, which basically simplifies the process of using game concepts across multiple user interface designs. So let's get into it. If you are ready, we are going to get into gamification. Now, the question is, what is gamification? According to the University of Arkansas at Little Rock, gamification is the implementation of game like mechanics into a usually non gaming environment. So, this can include concepts like adding points, badges, leaderboards, challenges, or instant feedback systems to promote services, encourage learning, and or foster interest in reading or libraries. Um, it provides instant feedback to learners and often increases retention, information retention, better than just e-learning. Um, so whether it is made into video, board games, or just using gaming elements, gamifying your library can engage patrons with higher interest, longer information retention, and more fun and community building. So the question is, why does it matter? Well, first and foremost, it does increase retention of information. A study was done comparing the e learning to the use of gamification, and it proved that gamification was able to increase not the immediate difference in knowledge of information using pre and post tests was very similar between general e-learning using a computer to learn versus gamification. However, in this study, post tests done months later proved a greater increase in retention, which is very important for patrons understanding library services. It also builds community through teamwork and connection to other patrons and outside library groups as it connects with outside groups in the community that do get involved, sometimes with creating incentive programs and the like. You'll see this a lot during summer reading challenges where outside uh, businesses will often offer rewards for summer reading. It also gives immediate feedback, as a lot of gamification or a lot of games provide instantaneous feedback on what works and what doesn't by trying something and either succeeding or failing. And gamification can imitate that feedback through things like progress bars, badges, leaderboards, rewards, um, and various other game mechanics that provide that immediate feedback. It also increases motivation and interest through the use of incentives. So, people that may not be interested in something prior might uh, jump in just to get the reward, which turns, which the goal is to turn that extrinsic reward into an intrinsic reward through the gamification and the eventual connection to the concept itself. It also creates the opportunity for personalized learning, enhancing information literacy and creating immersive learning experiences, where instead of just reading or uh, being on the outside of a learning experience, they get to walk through that experience, sometimes literally through virtual reality, and sometimes metaphorically through card games and the like. It also promotes creative and critical thinking skills by creating interactive learning experiences that draw from real life scenarios or require problem solving techniques to win the game. So, ways to gamify the library. One of the great and most popular options here is summer reading challenges. Many libraries use these for incentivizing children to read over the summer, which not only uh, increases uh, summer literacy, but it also bridges the gap in between illiteracy, which is the uh, lack of desire, the ability to read, but the lack of desire to read. Um, so, by creating leaderboards, badges, prizes, it encourages children to read over the summer, and these have been very well received at almost every library that it's been tried at. Library scavenger hunts are also a really good option to be able to learn the services and layout of the library. That can be done electronically or with pen and paper. Online mobile games with questions centered on the library. They have been a study where there was a Pokemon Go type game created where you would go around the library, answer questions, and trap monsters, um, which had some success. Uh, you do have virtual maker spaces, which have coding games where children can play games that teach them how to code and be able to learn simple concepts. And then staff training. This is something I've experienced in where you create leaderboards, you recreate games. Um, Anything from Animal Crossing to Clue to Monopoly. These are all ones I've done before. Being able to create leaderboards with point values assigned to different training or task things that staff would do. And then, of course, matching and sorting games. These are helpful for everything from learning call numbers to learning the stacks to keyword searches, etc. So, a few examples. First is going to be Joy Nichols, who introduced in a webinar the app Goose Chase, which allows you to create a photo scavenger hunt um, for patrons, where you put in the prompt and they respond by taking photos. Um, to prove that they've either been in the stacks or found the space in the library that you are intending them to find. Uh, the second example would be Penn State, which created a database search card game called Search and Destroy, where students get keyword cards, modifier cards, such as find a peer reviewed article, um, and rules, and then they need to create the most search results from the given cards and parameters. And then lastly, we have the University of Arkansas, which has used games including Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, and Heads Up to create help with workshops, library trivia, keyword searches, and more, all which boost information literacy. As far as what is new, there are one of the big things is AI integration, which can create personalized learning paths and also use AI assistants like Alexa to create trivia challenges that you can react to in real time, connected directly to the internet. You also have virtual reality and augmented reality, where you can create immersive learning environments where students can learn in real life simulated scenarios and also travel or tour real life environments that they may not be able to otherwise, or interact with real world environments, such as the previous Pokemon Go app. There are also mobile apps that allow for gaming. Some libraries have created these. There are other apps like mentioning like Goose Chase that can be used externally, um, where libraries can borrow from other platforms. And then additionally, uh, libraries are creating more cross institutional programs where they are connecting different libraries together to be able to um, extend their use a little bit more to other libraries and to be able to create the similar programming across libraries. And then lastly, the Internet of Things, which is usually known as smart devices, where interaction between devices and the world around them um, can create gamification options that can interact in real-time library environments, with things like RFID tags or QR codes and the like. Um, so there's a lot of different changes happening with gamification, um, but it is a very exciting world to be able to enter into, and very helpful with uh, getting patrons interested and retaining information. And this is a list of references that I included. If you have any other questions, please let me know. Have a great day.